Welcome to Indie Encounter. My name is Sandra Laraine Coleman, and this is a show for independent artists. So we get to really get into the artists, what they do, and how they do it. We want to welcome to our show, Sho.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you for coming and blessing. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me back.
As I said in the beginning, this is a show for independent artists, and you are an independent artist. Now, I understand that you've been to places all over the world. What are some of the places that you've been to?
Oh, wow. Well, I have been very, very blessed and fortunate to travel to the continent, and I visited South Africa, did some service work there, and also was able to perform. I have a South African name, Nontokoso Nkosi, which means joy or joyful one.
Wow.
I know, I love it. And all over the U.S., man, from the East Coast to the West Coast to, yeah, you name it. I actually, when I dropped my first mixtape, I dropped it in Chicago, Illinois, and then my second mixtape on Valentine's Day in New York and Brooklyn.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite audience? Like, what out of all the places
Oh,
you've been
Brooklyn.
to?
Oh,
Really?
all day. You get so much love. Shout out to Brooklyn. You get so much love in Brooklyn. And everyone is so talented, and it doesn't feel like a competition, even though everyone is so extremely, amazingly talented.
Right.
It's not a competition. People, want to support you and include you, and I really enjoyed that energy a lot.
So how is that different from here? Like, is here competition?
Yeah, because I kind of feel like it's kind of cliquish, but also it's almost like, oh, well, yeah, you're type, but I'm this, and I'm, and it's like a competition instead of working together. And,
yeah.
And I've shared, like, it's not like one artist got to be the top, because, like, you don't only have one album. You have multiples, right? So people are going to like who they like, and they can like all of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's no competition.
Yeah, it's enough room for everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
So, you being a performer, what advice would you give to, like, young performers coming up or somebody just starting out? What advice would you have for?
Just starting out, just as people told me, just keep writing, for one, and keep doing your thing. And you'll grow as an artist. You'll continue to move forward as long as you keep doing those things, and definitely keep performing in front of many different audiences, getting used to hearing your own voice, seeing yourself, seeing how people respond and react, and stuff like that. And I think those were probably the most golden words I was told, was keep writing and keep performing.
Yeah, definitely, because you have to.
Yeah.
It's like anything else, a muscle. You have to exercise it if you want it to work. Yeah,
continually.
Definitely.
And it's funny too, because I've even some who have either stopped writing or not performing or whatever, and and I feel like a completely new artist, like especially incorporating instruments and stuff. Like I feel like I've grown exponentially just in the fact of just keep doing it, like, because you'll add in different things. And, your cadence changes, and and so it's like
exactly.
Yeah.
But that shows growth. See,
exactly.
Because some artists that are competitive have the same cadence on every poem,
that's true.
and they don't sound different. So after a while, you may
sound like
listening.
one poem.
Right.
That's true.
What keeps Sho fresh? What keeps her vibrant in her art?
You know what? I think it's just life and experience, and the very act of keep writing, because, I can write one thing today and have a certain energy, and then read it in a month and see it with new eyes, a new perspective, and present it a different way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, it keeps me from being that,
that same cadence.
Yeah, and even when I write, because I used to do that a lot, especially with my gospel poetry and stuff, I would do a lot, and so I guess it kind of sounded like, oh, that's a poem about that, but it all just feels like subjects. So I was like, okay, let me, today is a new day. Let me write something with this energy, or with this kind of a mindset, or with this kind of, because, we have different levels of happiness, sadness, this and that, each and every day, so.
Right. And what inspires you to write or like create a song, or where do you draw inspiration
Oh
from?
man, so many different things. I have I have creative sessions on Sundays. I have to discipline myself because I'm not like the disciplined one.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to be like, okay, Sundays is creative. I can go to a drum circle. I can
Right.
do, just as long as I'm creative.
Mm-hmm.
And I love going around to different churches and playing my drum and bringing different instruments to praise and worship as well. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays are writer days, like whether I got to finish a poem or whether I need to work on something new or just journal, just to make sure that I'm staying in the practice of writing and staying creative.
Exercising that muscle.
Right, and,
Yeah.
and there's so many topics that I want to write about and
Right.
talk about and sing about, and so it's
Right.
just like, just keep doing it and it'll come together. And it does, because there's pieces that I started like last year that I'm like, no, I'm still working on that. You know what I
Right.
mean? I
Right.
have pieces with Gia and with like Damon and
Ooh.
with Skim, and
Ooh.
those have been works in progress for
Wow.
a while. And I'm like,
But those
it'll
are
come together.
some heavy weights you mentioned, though.
Right.
Yeah. Those some big
Right,
names
right.
in the budget community. You ain't nothing to
That's it.
sneeze at.
I know.
But see, then they probably feel the same way about you, that mutual respect,
Yeah.
because you are definitely talented.
Thank you.
know,
I appreciate it. And I also love the fact that I'm like one of the only sisters that has a drum and plays it.
Absolutely.
I love that. Like, I did a writing session the other day with all brothers, and I'm like, I love this. I'm like the only girl.
See, and you know what else is phenomenal?
And I'm playing the beat.
And what else is phenomenal about that is because the djembe is not a feminine instrument.
Right. Well, I've heard.
It used.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I heard
It used traditionally.
Yeah.
It's not for women.
Yeah.
But because they brought it over here, and
Right.
then
and it kind of transpired.
right,
and
we
did new
evolved.
things.
Yeah. So how does that make you feel?
You know
knowing
what?
that
I
you're-
didn't even. I just bought a drum. I'm like,
See?
I want a drum, and I don't care. I'm getting a drum for my birthday, and I bought a drum for my birthday. And I bought it in Lamert Park. I kept asking all the vendors, how much is your drum? And I would look and I would play it. And as I went around, found the cheapest one, and I just bought it. And so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just start hitting it and see what sounds it makes. And so it just kind of came together like that, really. But now I'm trying to learn, the congas. It's a little
Right.
different rhythm, a little bit, and some other things. So
Yeah. You know what else is amazing about
What?
the drum? It's a very spiritual instrument.
oh, very much. I'm like,
And-
you know what? It's gonna save me, keep me
Yeah.
sane, keep me out of jail, keep me instead of beating the person, you can beat a drum.
Exactly.
Real talk, right?
And it doesn't mind because you and the drum, so together, make such beautiful music.
Yeah, this my road dog, right?
See? I know that's right. And it's always good to have one.
I'm like, there's very few places that I go without my drum.
Yeah.
If I leave it at home, it's deliberate. It's like, okay, but usually it's with me. And I'm like, because you never know, like, I was at the DMV or something. I'm like, yeah, let me just go ahead and get some rhythms. And, you see everybody else start to kind of go, ooh, and so kind of lightens the mood a little bit and makes it a little bit more enjoyable. And I love when kids want to hit it and play it.
See?
And I'm like, it's organized noise. They can make noise, but it makes sense.
And it's okay.
And their faces light up, and I love it.
Yeah, and it's
it.
okay.
And it's all right.
And
it's all right.
Because I remember I bought my daughter one, and I took my last money. That was the only thing she got that Christmas. And I took my last because she said she wanted to play it. So I understand. And then there were some things that we had to learn about it, before she started playing it. And they told her not to be offended if she ever went to a drum circle and they wouldn't let her play. Because traditionally, women didn't play the djembe, but it's a new day.
It's a brand new day.
Man.
It's a new millennium.
And it's women like Sho on the set that come with djembe in hand,
ready to go.
back up.
Ready to go. I might not know what to do. I'm like, hey, we playing together. So.
I know that's right. Well, we have you here under different circumstances for the poetry, so we would like for you to share something
Some of
with
my
us.
work?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Let's see. Well, there's a piece that I call "The Time Is Now," and I did it actually in a collaboration piece with the Black and Brown Unity piece with the sister named Sin La Poeta, who is also here in Southern California. And she had this song, and she's like, "Oh, I want to do this kind of thing," and so I was like, "Okay, I'll write to it." So it came out, came out kind of good because it was Spanish and English and Spanglish and everything in between. So this is called "The Time Is Now." The time is ripe. The time is right now. Black and brown, the time is right now. Because we are talented and we must teach our seeds through art, through love, and through unity. So I wrote this for the USA, the state of Arizona in particular, because some of their governmental practices are identical to Hitler's. But see, we checked their agenda, and they thought we wasn't going to notice. They doing all that they can to keep us off of our focus, and man, their tactics are bogus. Protecting all your riches. You eat from off of our plates, and survival raises up the stakes. And see, my granny told me about wolves that are dressed just like sheep. And now they just switch up their swag from hoods and white sheets to corporations, big banks, Wall Street. And then blame it on the family sleeping on the concrete. So when it comes down to it, I'm down for a revolution. I'm down to organize and to overturn this institution because the time is ripe. The time is right now. Black and brown, the time is right now because we are talented and we must teach our seeds through art, through love, and through unity. Este para los niños. Es por su futuro. Eres lo mejor. No eres lo segundo. And when the economy is down, where do you fit in? See, you down on your luck because barrios never seem to win. And we live in police states, and all they ever see is our skin. And every day we're asking God, when is this going to end? Another day that's going by, and that means another trend. You lost another friend. You lost your dividends. You wake up every day, all you could see is your struggle. You never felt you had a choice, so you got caught up in that street hustle. And now you're doing hard times, and all you got is your rhymes and Zion songs to keep you from doing wrong. But think about the ancient people. What did they go through? Now, sister, imagine you walking in their shoes. Es todas las Américas y Africanas, Sur y Central. I'm sure you know how to rip mics and rock crowds, but the time is ripe. The time is right now. Black and brown, the time is right now. Because we are talented and we must teach our seeds through art, through love, and through unity. So open up the cold files. Reopen the court case. Because the friends and families are suffering every single day. And it ain't got to take Superman to come down here with a cape to help us to understand your oppressive mind state. When you did what you did and when that lynching took place, there is a possibility that you've fallen outside of God's grace. And it's going to take a whole family and a community of faith to help you to understand the magnitude of this disgrace. So, Mr. Officer, please come clean. Mrs. Officer, please come clean. Will the chief, the mayor, the governor come clean? Because the lives that you take are God's precious human beings. Mr. Officer, please, please come clean. Mrs. Officer, please come clean. Will the judge, the jury, and everybody come clean? Because the lives that you take are God's precious human beings. Because the time is right. The time is right now. Justice for Trayvon Martin begin right now. The time is ripe. The time is right now. Justice for Mitrice Richardson begin right now. The time is ripe. The time is right now. Justice for Oscar Grant begin right now. The time is ripe. The time is right now. Justice for our whole communities begin right now. The time is ripe. The time is right now. Justice for education begin right now. The time is ripe. The time is right now. Justice for all of our ancestors begin right now. The time is ripe. The time is right now. The time is ripe. The time is right now.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
So full. So true.
Thank you.
Man.
Thank you.
And sometimes when we see it through the eyes of an artist, because those things happen, all of those things happen, and to be able to put it into a poem and then share it and have people see it all at once.
Yeah.
You know, they're different events, but
they're all one and the same.
Exactly.
And that's the whole plight of the Black and brown community.
Exactly.
And that was why we collaborated on the song and on the campaign, is because there's so many myths that I want to dispel, even with that, you know. There's a reason why it says, check the box, are you Black, not of Hispanic origin?
Exactly.
Are you Black of Hispanic, you know? And to me, like, especially having island roots, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we're all one and the same, from Central America, South America, North America, and the islands, so.
Absolutely. And you speak Spanish so fluently. Like, I don't know Spanish at all, but I'm saying. So where is that
all coming in at? I'm Black-tina. I'm the Black Latin. You know what? It's funny because I think I definitely grew up. We had neighbors that had a huge Spanish-speaking Mexican family, and I remember one of the little boys was like, "I speak another language," and I'm like, "No, you don't." You know, I'm all little and stuff.
Right.
And then I was like, as I grew up, I'm like, "Wow!" And I love the culture, I love the language, and I love the food. Okay. So and then my mother had a lot of friends as well, and then I grew up with a lot of friends. But primarily, it was my love for it in high school. Like, I took it all 4 years of high school because I really wanted to learn.
Yeah.
And then I would go to my friend's house and speak it with their families and try to learn more.
Right.
So I'm still learning. I'm still, you know, I'm not altogether a novice, but you know, I try to watch the channels and listen as much as I can and read the newspapers.
Yeah, well, see, that's good because then you can incorporate that into your art, so it makes it even more diverse. Because I noticed at the Mujeres de Maíz, there was a lot of people speaking Spanish, you know, absolutely. And I was like amazed because, you know, they could speak Spanish, English, and I'm just one-dimensional. I'm just speaking English. But I think it's so beautiful that to hear poetry in another language, whether I understand it or not. Yeah.
Even just listening, I just be like, wow.
Exactly. And some of it, you know, I don't know what they're saying.
You don't know it, but you feel it.
But it's beautiful, yeah,
you
know, and it doesn't even matter what they're saying. I already know I can relate to it. And in the sense that sometimes I may be speaking where I could be speaking perfect English and people might not understand what I'm saying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that can happen too.
Right.
So have you ever been in a situation where you were like, you know, giving your best, you know, he's like, oh, I'm about to
go hard.
You know, he's about to be on, and the people are just like not paying attention to you or not feeling you, or have you ever had that?
Actually, yes. I was performing in a group. I'm in a performative group called Recovering Cinnaholics, Gospel Hip Hop. Holla. Trying to pop my collar. Shout out to Lexus. And we did a wedding one time, and we didn't realize we were the main entertainment at this wedding, right? And so we had like this 45-minute set. Ooh. And at weddings, you know, people mingling and they just want to see the couple kiss and all that stuff. And so I would probably say that was probably the most challenging time performing and trying to maintain the audience's attention. And, because again, they was trying to look at the couple looking at us trying to have a good time, but everybody's all ding, ding, ding. And everything. So it was fun though, nonetheless. And you know, we had some of the elders saying, hey, to our stuff. So it was encouraging at the same time. But I think hands down that was probably the most difficult. But I think with how I've been trained, just to command the stage,
right,
and make sure that they hear you, see you, feel you,
right.
And if that means coming off the stage, getting in the audience, then that's what that means.
Because I was going to ask you, since you've had that experience, how would you approach it the next time? If you were in that situation, how would you approach it?
How would I do it?
Yeah.
You know what? I think I would. I don't really know. I don't know. I would probably involve more kids because people love the kids.
Exactly.
And like, you know, or something like that, and just keep it fun, keep it light.
Right.
It wasn't altogether bad. It was just kind of difficult on the poems part to kind of keep everyone's attention. But the songs, like I said,
right,
the grandmas and the elders was, you know, getting it. And I was happy to see. I'm like, okay.
Right. Because if you get one.
Then, yeah, and we had the whole room on a couple songs. So then it was like, all right, we try to slow it down. And I'm like, well, maybe they don't want it slow. So so I think we just did another song. And then.
But see, then that comes with experience. Then you can like kind of gauge the audience and see what's working.
And what does not.
Yeah. So, and you don't want to ever run out of a place, you know, and they start throwing stuff at you. And,
right.
You know,
but see, in LA too, like, I think we're spoiled here. Because we can get everybody for free, right? You can go to the concert free to see Eric Benet or whatever, right? And so it's kind of like you go to, you know, coffee shop number one, and, you know, they look at you like it's TV, like, okay. What you gonna do for me?
Exactly.
And I'm always like, this is not TV. This is a live show. I'm living and breathing, and so are you.
Right.
You know, I even had to have them clap or hug or something, and then that changes the energy of the room.
See, so definitely. So you already know. So you don't even have to think about it. So, okay, the crowd is not with me, so this is what I'm going to do. So you make the adjustment, you know, just like with everything else. So since you know how to make the adjustment, we want to hear another poem. Yes.
Okay. This piece I actually wrote for, it's called Sola Necesita Una Persona, which means it only takes one person. And I did it, actually I performed the first time. I wrote it for a ministry Black History program at church in Metroview, and which is where I attend. And I was like, okay, and the thing was like legacy, and then, you know, and I was like, oh, I felt the pressure, like, oh, it's got to be tight, it's got to, you know.
Right.
But I just really wanted to, you know, include a lot of folks and just my journey once again, and my, you know, through my eyes as far as the African diaspora and the experience. And so this is called It Only Takes One. It only takes one. Sola necesita una persona. One bold man or woman to take one bold stand to liberate the people. And see, the people is us. Us, as in we, like you and me, us together, the people, because we were lifeless. We were otherwise known as unrighteous. So it was only inevitable that he come and save us. And when I say he, I really mean she, because she be just like Moses. She looked the enemy in the face and told him to release the chokehold and to let her people go. She said, let my people go. Go, live and be free like Garvey. Because he had no university credential, but he led the people yet and still. And that was a little different from Dr. King, because he went to college when he was only 15, and before his assassination, you would hear him speak of his dream. Because he put his life on the line, just like the Central High Nine, and don't X out Malcolm just yet. Because he and Cesar Chavez taught us things that we should never ever forget. And every soul is not won over yet. So why is your soul at rest? See, every soul is not won over yet. So why are you at rest? Because you could be just like poetess extraordinaires like Audre Lorde or Dr. Maya Angelou. They painted pretty scripted pictures with words of the ladies who will sing the blues like freedom fighters. It was their baby sisters. Angela, Assata, Shakur, willing to fight for so much more, even down into their core. And so I went to a park. And I had to have a talk with Rosa, Che Guevara, Winnie, and Nelson Mandela. And they told me that God would be with me now and forever. And in the distance, I could see Jill Scott and Tupac. And they were sitting on Lawrence Hill, and they were protecting over Michelle and Barack, their two seeds, and the entire First Family. And then I heard India Ari and Fela Kuti singing old Negro spirituals to me, like, kind of like wade in the water, because a change is going to come. And hold fast to your dreams, because I am awaiting the Holy One, the one and only one, because it only takes one. Sola necesita una persona, one bold man or woman to take one bold stand to liberate the people, to offer hope, to offer love. And see, that is what my God is. He became my Savior in the flesh. That is exactly what he did. And he sent a Palestinian Jew. His name was Yahushua. He was a carpenter. Yeshua, the Christ, the light, the way, the truth, and the life. And he said together we could do so much more. We could even do greater things than he. And when I say he, I mean my big brother JC, because when you following JC, it ain't all that hard to be a J sister. Right? You just got to watch out for the false prophets that ain't bringing much glory to he. And when I say he, I mean G-O-D. But see, I got a little bit of hood in me, so I spell it backwards. He's my D-O-G, because he's the real O-G. I know I got you over there feeling me. So peep this out. Because when no one else would shed blood, he saved a wretch like me. When no one else shed blood, he saved a wretch like she. And when no one else shed blood, he saved a wretch like we. That's that piece.